everybody, my name is Sean, and before I introduce myself, I'm going to introduce my channel and what my channel is going to be mostly about. It is a channel that's going to be more about pagan, Wiccan, and New Age topics, as well as advice for beginners, and any other topics that my future subscribers would like to have me answer, questions that they want me to answer, and topics that they want me to cover. And I'll get more into my own personal beliefs later. Right now I just want to introduce me as a person as opposed to what I practice, because what I practice is only a small part of myself, and what I want you guys to know is me as a person first before you subscribe. First small thing about myself, I'm a video gamer. I love to game. I have a PS3, PS2, I have a 360, and I have the original Xbox, as well as a bunch of handheld game consoles I probably don't need. As well, I remember the first game console that I ever had. That was a handheld, and that was a Game Boy Pocket. The first game that I played on that was Pokemon Blue for the Game Boy Pocket. I was so bad as a kid when I was a gamer. Looking back as a gamer back when I was a kid, when I was playing Pokemon Blue, I would only use the first Pokemon in the party. I would never switch them out for any other Pokemon, and it would be level 20 while the rest of my Pokemon were like level 4, level 5, and I would just go straight to the gym leader, and I would always get my ass kicked, like every single time, because I didn't have anything else to fight him with, except for my first Pokemon. I love to read. I love science fiction and fantasy, but I also love classical literature. My favorite book from classical literature, I have two, actually. It was Pride and Prejudice, was one of the first books of classical literature that I was introduced to, as well as one of the first movies I remember watching as a kid. The old 1995 version, BBC version, that was like 6 hours long and had to be broken up into like 2 parts because it was so long. And I've actually seen the first Pride and Prejudice movie, the original one, black and white, and that one did not follow the book at all, but it was entertaining to watch. So they did a good job on making sure it was entertaining. But again, 1995 BBC version of Pride and Prejudice was my favorite. I also love Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno was very, very interesting, and I had to read it for my AP literature class in the summer before I started. And the thing was that some of the language I didn't understand it until we actually went over the book in class. I wanted to read the other 2 books in the series, which are Purgatorio and Paradiso, and my video maker just keeps freezing up on me. Because the way that I read books is that if I start a book in a series and I finish that first book, then I have to finish the whole series, which is kind of the reason why I regretted reading Twilight. Twilight was fine. The first book I didn't mind. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't extremely good, but it wasn't bad either. Every subsequent book after it, from New Moon all the way to Breaking Dawn, and I know I'm going to get people who hate me for this, but they were terrible. And I know people who have said that the books were terrible without reading them, but I've actually read them, and I've read them more than once because I have a tendency to reread series, even if I don't like the series particularly. But I actually have an informed opinion about that series, and it was not one of the best series that I've ever seen or read, because I haven't seen any of the other movies after New Moon, though, so I'm not going to talk about those. But I will say that the first movie Could have been better. Could have been a lot better. But on to the next topic. I do love tea. Tea is my coffee. I do not own a coffee maker because I don't live where I used to have a coffee maker. I still live with my mother technically. But I'm currently living in Korea and I don't want to buy a coffee maker that I'm only going to use for a little while I'm here in Korea, and then end up going back home and having a second coffee maker that will probably just collect dust. So I prefer to drink tea, and I have like I will say this, 8 different kinds of tea, and I'm the only one that drinks them. It wakes me up just as good as coffee, especially English breakfast tea, which is what it's supposed to do. I do not sweeten my tea with sugar. I prefer to use honey. It is more healthy. Is a healthier as well as more natural way of sweetening your tea. You can also use stevia. I don't invest in stevia because, in my personal opinion, it's the same thing as sugar, but costs more, even though it doesn't have the same type of calories and technically it's healthier for you. I still don't use it. It's too expensive for me. So I use honey, and I have a big old thing of honey. Give me a second. Let me see if I can fit it in front. It's like about that big. I've only gone through about that much because I didn't drink as much tea as I did before now. But I'm slowly making my way through that honey, and that honey will be gone within the next 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I know, that's a lot of honey. So, another thing is that about myself, I just turned 20 this past Wednesday on January 23rd, and I've had people telling me, oh, 1 more year before you can start drinking, and I'm like, yeah, drinking really not a necessary part of my life. I know that there were kids who are younger than me who do drink. I know I have some friends and coworkers who are probably underage drinkers, and my personal opinion is that if you drink before you're legally able to, you kind of lose the feeling of how it is to have your first drink, and then it's after the age of 21. If you were an underage drinker, it just doesn't seem to be cool anymore, and you just don't give a crap about it. But with me is that I'm waiting until I'm 21 to even start to drink recreationally at all, actually. Drinking for me is not necessary for me to have fun, unlike some of the other people that I do know, where they feel like that they need to drink at everything for them to be able to have fun. I say that people who feel like they need... God damn it, I was supposed to... I feel that the people who need to drink to have fun really doesn't know what it means to have fun. Because alcohol is not a necessary part of happiness, in my personal opinion. As well as the fact that if you drink too much, you also are pretty much destroying your body, as well as pickling your liver. And in my personal practice, I believe it is best to try to keep your body as healthy as possible, because I do believe in the 3 parts of a human being, and to be able to attain happiness, you need to be able to keep a healthy balance between the 3, your mind, your body, and your soul. Taking care of your body is part of that, in my personal opinion. So that's the reason why I don't drink, because I believe it throws your body's balance out of whack, and it doesn't help you bring happiness. My personal opinion, again, and I will cover more of this in another video. I do cook. I did a career and technology course in culinary arts when I was in high school, where the course counted as college credits, as well as got you a certification to be able to work in an actual kitchen, being ServSafe certified. And it was from my sophomore to my junior year, 2 years. My first year was in basic culinary arts and basic cooking techniques, as well as health and safety, and learning the basics of cooking. And my second year was you had to choose between doing a continuation of regular culinary arts, or you can go into baking and pastry arts. I went into baking and pastry arts because I thought it would be more of a challenge, and boy was I right, it was a big challenge. Baking is a lot more difficult than most people think, because with everything that you do when it comes to baking and baked goods, you need to be exact. If you mess up slightly on the recipe, it could destroy the entire product, because baking is very much so like chemistry. And when you're a pastry chef or you're a baker, you're pretty much a chemist, but with food. And if you screw up, it's a lot of time that you put into that product that just goes out the window, because that product is no longer edible, it's no longer good to use, and it's not good to sell, and it ends up just being a total waste of your time if you screw up. Personal experience. I've screwed up a number of times in baking pastry class, and I had to learn fast. Ever since I've come to Korea, and actually once I got a small kitchenette that I'm able to use, I've been trying to eat healthier, a lot more fruits and veggies, leaner meat, less fatty meat, even though I still eat pork. I still love pork, I'm sorry, but pork's a staple for me. I grew up with pork. Pork is amazing, especially bacon and pork chops. And that is something that will never change. I am currently employed. I work full-time, but I do not wish to disclose the nature of my job on this channel, because one, this channel is just about pagan, Wiccan, and New Age topics, as well as the fact that I do not feel comfortable sharing my job on YouTube. But if you want to go ahead and look me up on Facebook, which should be connected to this YouTube channel, go ahead, and because it's up there on Facebook, I don't mind it being on Facebook because I control who sees it and who doesn't. On YouTube, not so much if I put it up in the video and what my job is. Again, I work full-time, and it's a very, very large amount of work that I do. Sometimes I don't get off until like 6, 7 o'clock at night because I have to stay late to get stuff done. But I also try to find that balance between work and play, even though I really don't leave my own home very often. I'm a very introverted kind of a person when it comes to being here in Korea, if that makes any sense. Let's see, what else? Music. I love music. The thing is that I only listen to Korean music. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of music that's made in America because it's a lot of the same thing, as well as with Korean music, but the Korean genre of music, and I know that y'all are going to start putting in comments talking about Psy and everything, but there are other Korean artists and groups out there that I listen to. A number of them being like 21 Big Bang, Sonushide, Infinite, Secret, Kara, a whole bunch of other ones. And if you want to actually ask me about that, send me a message through Facebook, which is again should be linked to this YouTube channel, and I can recommend a number of videos and groups. Yeah, that's about it. Again, my channel is going to be more about pagan, Wiccan, and New Age topics, advice for new beginners, and I know that was double negative, new beginners. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a grammar Nazi as well with myself. Others not so much, with myself, yes. But and again, any topics that you guys want me to cover on this channel, as well as questions that you guys have for me about certain things that you want me to make videos about, go ahead and just put them in video responses or go ahead and put it into the comments. And my next channel, not my next channel, that doesn't make sense. My next video is going to be about my own personal belief structure, as well as how I practice, and some of the things I do in my practice. All right, and I believe that's just about it. All right. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to sign off with this. Only thing that I can think of as of now is, alright, you guys have a nice day, night, afternoon, wherever you guys are across the globe, and hope to see you guys soon. Blessed be.